People pay a lot of money to go on holiday to places like this, but in decades gone by, the world's nuclear powers use these beautiful atolls to test their capacity for global destruction.
The United States government now wants to turn this great destructive power into something for the benefit of mankind.
The US went to these islands to try to persuade the locals that their nuclear tests would be for the greater good.
Watch those palm trees in the foreground.
In the 12 years to 1958, there were 67 nuclear tests along the chain of islands. The Marshall Islanders say generations past and present have suffered the effects.
I can just go down the list of my wife's family. I mean, you don't even have to go very far, and almost every Marshall Islander out here can do this. I mean, my wife's mother died of cancer of the uterus. My wife's uncle died from thyroid cancer.
Marshall Islands versus India.
And now it's the International Court of Justice in The Hague which has to decide if the nuclear powers have a case to answer to the islanders. To begin with, they've brought a case against the three nuclear powers which recognise the ICJ, the UK, India and Pakistan, on the argument that they've breached a legal duty to disarm. Similar logic is being used against 6 other nations, including the US, Russia and China.
Essentially what the Marshall Islands is asking is what the nuclear armed states are currently doing and what they have been doing for decades. Is that a good faith implementation of their disarmament obligations? The fact that, for example, in this country, United Kingdom, there are plans to renew Trident for decades to come, that there is really very little, if any, willingness of these states to participate in multilateral disarmament negotiations. Is that good faith?
The islanders themselves say that when they've gone to lobby the US Congress about their illnesses, they can't get anyone to listen to them. So in this David against Goliath case, do the nuclear powers believe they have a case to answer? In India, for one, apparently not.
It will be very difficult to establish that what India and Pakistan are doing. At least they could say what the others did when they did an upper atmosphere test. They hurt them. They are going to find it very difficult to say that what India and Pakistan is doing now is going to hurt them.
Nowadays, the Marshall Islands have other things to worry about too. Rising sea levels and climate change are threatening their existence. Whether or not you think they have a chance of winning their case in The Hague, it's hard to argue that they haven't suffered enough from the actions of the world's most powerful countries. Bernard Smith, Al Jazeera.